Good afternoon and welcome to the first curling ring. Where we are streaming the English Championships 2018. Currently we are streaming the game between Andrew Reid and Andrew Taylor. Reed playing the red stones, Taylor the blue stones. Taylor took a 1 at the first end. So Reed did hammer at this end and it's currently line 3. In other games across the sheets, Owen Rees is playing Andrew Wilston, the current holder, and Greg Dunn is playing Stephen Hines. It's the first session of 7 here from Dumfries, and will be accompanied by the English Women's Championship, which starts tomorrow afternoon. 2 teams playing a best of 5. A few new camera angles here we may use later on in the weekend once we work out how to use them, and also we're hoping to have online scoring on the Curling Zone website, so we'll look out for that later on in the week as well. At the moment here, the early days, second end, Reed line 3, 2 behind the centre guard, and about to put up another one short of the rings to guard the one on the 8 foot. On sheet E, Greg Dunn took a 1 against Stephen Hines in the first end. But back to our live game here, a good guard there on the Andrew Reed stone, and Andy Taylor tries to draw in to the centre, put other one in the front ring, so if Andrew Reed now guards that, things looking good here to pick up a big end. He has last stone, having lost a 1 at the first end. So a few problems here now for Andy Taylor. Andy Taylor with his third player, Richard Hills. Both of them left-handers actually, so it's a unit of 2 left-handers on the team. But at least it gives you consistency on delivery between your third and your skip. Here to tell me, but the setup here is fairly straightforward. They have 2 new cameras here which swivel and zoom, which we may use later on in the week. We can zoom at the far end to see the scoreboards, and we can see players sliding from the far end on the sheet. So maybe I'll use that to get an idea. Towards the end of the week. Here's the stone coming in now from Andy Taylor. He's pushing up the front one, and he's coming to line. I can't see exactly where it is because of Andrew. It's lying pretty good there, but it's open. And you've got the angle. Andy Taylor's stone drew a bit too much and pushed the blue back at an angle, and it looks as though Reed and Opal there looking at hitting the blue, if you can see it. If we get an inside edge to come across and roll behind the guards in the middle. So early stages of this game, and the chance now for Andrew Reid to open the score with a big end. It's 2 stones after this. But if he gets this right, it'll be quite difficult for Andy Taylor to get another one in there. I don't think it drew as much as I thought it would. So in fact, Reed's still lying one. He's actually opened up the short stone to the other side. But Taylor's got to get this, otherwise, well, I think he's now looking at guarding the blue, guarding his own second shot. He doesn't want to lose a big end here. And certainly if he doesn't get the shot to the other side right and take out the red, he'll be leaving himself exposed to being taken out there to lie 5 against. So he's trying to guard this blue stone on the left hand side to give Reed one shot only at this end. On sheet C, the first end, Owen Rees took a 1 against Andrew Wilston, the current champions. Short to his last one, maybe slightly tighter eyes, but he needs to just hit the front blue slightly off nose, and he should pick up a 5 here. Reed picks up a 1. Again, that stone stayed pretty straight there, didn't bend much, and Reed picks up a 1. So it's all squared after 2 ends on this first opening round of the English Championships here in Dumfries. On sheet C, the second end was a shot single for Owen Rees. That's his second single, so he's now leading Andrew Wilson by 2 shots to nil after 2 ends. And the game on sheet E, it's 2 shots for Greg Dunn, the second end. He leads 3-0 against Hines. And here on sheet F, we are 1-1 between Andrew Reid in the red stones and Andrew Taylor in the blue stones. Here we are on the third end of this game between Reid and Taylor. Reid lying one at the moment, semi-hidden behind a corner guard. Taylor now trying to remove that single shot stone. Coming down, he's going to catch the guard. Oh, he quite shot the guard, but it's rolling out. So the corner guard is still there. Reid, of course, took one at the last end, so Taylor his last stone. Reid drawing to the other side of the house to get away from the corner guard so that Taylor can't hit and roll behind the corner guard with his first shot. So he's going to try and put one on the far side and just draw there and see what Taylor wants to do with that. Taylor could try and hit it, obviously. Depends exactly where it is compared to where it might be if he draws behind the corner guard the other side, which would be the other option shot. At the moment it's Reid just playing a draw here on the out turn down to the wing. A couple of takeouts last end, and he's obviously got his draw away there. He's coming in here nicely. Just going to land up on the tee. Taylor's going to hit that. He might try and get a roll across behind the corner guard, but it's a long way across the rings. I think at this stage he may just be happy to make sure he hits it, because to get the roll could require a bit of a risk regarding catching just a part of the short stone. We want to just make sure he gets this shot, and let's Reid hit for one, and then Taylor will try and blank from that position. Oh, in fact, Taylor's quite ready to that and rolls out now, so we'll now try and draw him behind the corner. I think he will, yes. He'll try and draw him behind the corner guard now. Oh no, he could. Yes, he is. I think Michael's just doing his measuring technique he uses for assessing how much ice to take there. Michael goes to the position he wants his stone to end up in, then measures it back from that point. So he's giving ice. Very not much ice there, so there's obviously not much of a draw around that corner. We're looking at about 2 or 3 feet of draw there. So not a great deal of draw around there. Michael Opal and Jamie Moulton playing this year with Andrew Reid, having been one of his major opponents for a number of years, but having both lost to Andrew Wilston last year, they've decided to join forces this year and try and hope that they can then defeat Wilston and get back into the European Championship. So here's Andrew Reid's stone coming down the ice, aiming for the draw around the guard. It looks okay for line. There's plenty of line there. What's the weight like? I think it's going to stop. Oh, it's a good shot there. Good draw from Andrew. Really getting a bit of sweeping. So Andy Taylor now has a shot to try and get rid of that and go for the blank end. Third down still in play on the other two sheets here. Nervous Stones over with the Reece Wilston game. They were having close now to see who's lying shot. It looked that they weren't quite sure. Wilston going back up now to throw a draw to the button to try and get one at least this end. Further over, Stephen Hines about to throw his last stone at third in his game. He looks as though he's lying one against, maybe two against, but certainly one. Fairly straightforward hits down just off centre line. One of those would do. He's drawing quite a lot though. He's going to catch the guard at the front, and he's taking his own stone out. Oh dear, that's a disaster for Stephen Hines. He just lost 4 shots, I think, at that end. We shall make it 7-0 for Greg Dunn. Well, we're back at our game on camera. Short guard there from Tom Jagey, and an attempt to draw around. Just goes slightly long there from Andy Taylor's team. So now Reid will try and get one round behind the centre guard. Tom Jagey with Andrew Reid, an 8 times English champion, who will be throwing this draw round behind the guard. So welcome back. I hope you've been enjoying the live streaming here from Dumfries Ice Rink in Scotland, where we have the English Curling Championships. First session here on Thursday afternoon. One more session tonight, 2 tomorrow, 2 Saturday, 1 on Sunday morning, and then the final, if necessary, on Sunday afternoon. And here in sheet F we have got Andrew Reid against Andrew Taylor. After 4 ends, it's 2 each. And Andrew Reid lying again, 3 shots in here. And a couple of Andrew Taylor's guards. Andrew Taylor coming down to try and knock the two in the middle, but that's running straight. It's quite a lightweight, but it's running straight down there, and it's right down to the back of the house. So it wasn't very heavy, but it didn't get much of a draw, so now a chance for Andrew Reid to put a guard up and guard those 2 stones in the house. On the other sheet, Greg Dunn is now 8-0 up against Stephen Hines, and Owen Rees is 3-1 up against Andrew Wilston. The current champions having a difficult start to their defence of their title. The scores from this championship will also be available on curlingzone.com. You'll be able to see the end scores on there. Under English Championship, and you'll see the men's championship and the women's championships as separate events. Looking elsewhere in the world, in the Olympics, I see that USA beat Canada in the men's semi-final, and also Sweden beat Switzerland. So the final will be USA looking for their first gold medal in the Olympics. They won a bronze medal 12 years ago in Peñarolo, and a shock, I suppose, for Kevin Corey to be knocked out in the semi-final. The Swedish men got a bronze the last time. We're looking for an improvement in that this time. So Andy Taylor now looking at getting rid of some of these red stones here on the sheet. At the front one, Andrew Reid's last stone this end, because Andrew Taylor took a 1 at the last end. Scores 2 stones all after 4 ends. So after this end, they'll be coming off for a 4-minute half-time break. Stone coming down here now from Richard Harding, and he's moved a couple, and he's got to have 2, but there's still 2 lying in behind the centre guard there for Andrew Reid. That was Richard Hills throwing a takeout down there to get rid of those 2 stones. It's two new teams on the ice here. As I said earlier, Andrew Reid has joined up forces with Jay Moulton and Michael Opal to play this year, and Andy Taylor has pulled in Richard Hills, Jacob Whittle, and sorry, I'm just thinking who the 4th player is. Of course, David Barton is the 4th player. So each of these games is 10 ends in this championship, minimum of 6 ends to be played. And there are also playing in this championship the 5-stone free guard zone rule. So in other words, you can't take a stone as a free guard zone rule until the 6th stone of the end. This rule was introduced by the World Curling Federation for competitions begin the 1st of October 2018. But the winners of these championships will be going to the European Championships in December 2018. So we have decided at the ECA that we would run our English Championships with the 5-stone free guard zone rule in play. This should make it easier for teams to come back later on in the game, hopefully, from being down. That's the idea. One of the ideas is to do that, get more guards up front, get more chance of getting stones behind them, and therefore getting more shots in play and more shots on the board. So Andy Taylor coming down here, trying to draw into the one that's on the button, more or less, but just the 4 foot there. He's coming down and he's shooting hard, but he's shot too much. I think he's felt that a little bit too much and has rolled out. Sweeping, of course, keeps the stone straight as well as give them distance, and that one there overshot a little bit and it stays straighter than intended. Now it's lying open. So again, another chance for Andrew Reid to pick up a big end. He had a chance at the second end and didn't take it, so he's got a chance here now. I think a hit down here is fairly straight ice. He's going to make sure he doesn't wreck on the back when he's looking there at hitting the blue on the outside, but that could end up with a jam onto the back red. So now he's looking more at hitting the blue stone, hit the blue stone on the right hand side and rolling into centre. He could get to the white of the 1 foot circle in the middle and lie at a good 4 with Andrew Taylor. Trying to make Andrew Reid's last shot harder from that position. So good shot there for Andrew Reid. Hits the blue out and rolls across to I4. So now Andy Taylor's got a shot. Presumably he can draw around on the in, or his out turn in fact. Coming down the right hand side of the sheet, you look at it, it'll be Andy's in left hander. Be Andy's out turn coming down the right hand side there. He could draw around behind the guards there. They're lined up to do that, and it shouldn't be too difficult if there's a draw in the ice. Richard looking the other side, but I think it's quite straight there, and he may not get enough draw to come round. I think if I was Andy Taylor, I'd be coming around the other side if there's a draw, because the two front reds are lined up so that if he gets doesn't get behind the second one, at least he'll be behind the first one. Whereas playing the other hand, he's maybe come to the back one, but I think he's got a good draw around on the other hand. He would come round past the draws and into the back, even the back of the 4 foot. Would give him a cut down to even come to stone at the middle of the back of the 8 foot. Came to that, he'd probably lie second shot and force Andrew Reid to just draw for 2. Coming this way, it could be quite tricky. We know it's quite straight, this handle down here. Andy Taylor sliding out from the far end now, letting the stone go. We last saw Andy playing here in the mixed doubles with his wife Jackie, the English mixed doubles championship, when they very nearly got to the final. This one is looking tight in final. It's very tight, this one. I don't think that's going to get past that front guard. No, it's not. So Andrew Reid now will have a free draw for 5. Plenty of room on the right hand side. Just to draw to the button, or just to draw to the 12 foot, inside the 12 foot, just draw the 8 foot, 12 foot boundary. And we'll get in there nicely. For an S5, which should give a good feeling going into half-time break. Over in sheet C, Andrew Wilson seems to be lying far better this day. He's only lying 4 shots over there in sheet C. And he has got last stone. He's 3-1 down at the moment. So he's looking for a big end. Meanwhile, Stephen Hines is 8-0 down and is playing to try and tap back a yellow stone in the centre of the house for just a single shot, really. He's looking a bit slow, Stephen. Oh, he is a bit slow. That looks like another couple of shots for Greg Dunn there after 5. And over here we've got 5 stones for Andrew Reid. So a good situation to be in going into the half-time break. 5 for Reid. So a 4 minutes break now, and then they'll be back on to do it again. Over here we can see sheet C now in the live stream. Sheet C where Owen Rees is lying 4 against. Andrew Wilson 3-1 down at the moment, but now lying 4. And Owen Rees trying to draw it in round those front ones to try and lie shot. I'm not sure if this is his last stone. Oh no, Andrew Wilson's last stone. I'm not sure if this is Owen's first stone or second stone. It's cutting across quite right. There's a big draw there. It's cutting right onto the front blue. Push the front blue up a little bit, so he might cut down the 4-3. But Andrew Wilson now will imagine just be looking to draw in for a 4th shot. Very wide ice. There's always a big swing in that sheet. Very wide ice. Keeping well away from the centre guard. He's got lots of room to play with. So Wilson. Yeah, Ben Fowler just look at the front blue. It's obviously not the 4th shot, and Andrew Wilson now looking at the other hand for some reason. No, we're going back again. Yeah, I think that's a better hand, Ben. You got more room there. And it's off the last stone that Owen Rees' stone drew to the centre, so why risk doing that? Just take the other hand and take a lot of ice and just draw to the 8 foot. Andrew's looking light there. They're swinging that really hard, but I think he should be okay. It's going to get past the centre one. It's coming in nicely. That's no great problem for Andrew Wilson. And it's 4 yellows, so 4 shots for Wilson. Takes him into a 5-3 half-time lead. Here, Dumfries half-time scored are Andrew Wilson 5, Owen Rees 3, Greg Dunn 11, Stephen Hines 0, and Andrew Reid 7, Andrew Taylor 2. And here we are back to live stream from Dumfries Curling Club, Dumfries Ice Rink in Scotland, where we are showing the first session of the English Curling Championships. Our live game is Andrew Reid against Andrew Taylor. Andrew Reid playing the red stones, Andrew Taylor playing the blue stones. The current score is 7-2 for Reid. After exchange of ones in the first 4 ends, Reid then scored a big 5 at the 5th end. And they're sitting 2 and about to, I think, hit for live 3. Obviously taking no chances here of any of Taylor's stones lying around. Let's just get rid of them all. Got a lead, not a great lead, but it's a big lead, and another force of Taylor to go 1 here, say, would give Reid the hammer at the next end. That was drawing a bit, but going to sit around. The stones not moving much in the house. Once they've hit, not much action in the stones, perhaps you might say. Back online here after a bit of a comfort break. Sorry about that. Here in our featured game. Again, Andrew looked at his line quite well. He seems to be lying Andrew to line 2. The front one is probably still gettable, but I think Andrew Taylor maybe have to clear some front guards off. Although that would, the red guards, they might put, as Richard's also showing, they might push the red back onto the blue at the back. So it's probably not a good idea, but obviously it looks from here it might be a draw around the right hand side, but obviously it's probably not drawing very much. Meanwhile, the next sheet E, Greg Dunn was line 4 against Stephen Hines. Stephen managed to get one in, take out the shot, and give it a roll into the centre. But I think it's probably open to a hit from Greg. Front guard on the nose. Great shot there. One was in for this. You breathe in as it goes past the guard. And that one was well judged and well swept by Andy Taylor's team to leave Andy line 1. Looks as though here as though Reid's going to just guard the blue from Taylor's blue at the front so that he can't tap it up, because probably the only chance Taylor has to get 2 shots. If Reid can guard that blue stone just in front of circles, then he's restricted Taylor to 1. Force a 1 from him, be a 7-3 scoreline. Greg Dunn still looking at this shot on the next sheet, or has he just played it? I think he just played it actually, and nothing came of it, so Stephen Hines still lying the 1 shot. Good draw in there from Andrew Reid. I don't know if he was trying that or he was trying to draw behind the guard, but it certainly left a bit open there. Maybe it was too heavy and he was hoping to put the guard, but that's the back of the tee in, so and you can come down there and just hit that blue and hit that red and roll to lie 2. And in fact score a 2 at this end. one shot for Stephen Hines on sheet E, and just one shot there for Andy Taylor. Again, he's a bit tight, perhaps caught the guard, and there's one shot for Taylor, one shot for Hines. And Hines and Dunn are shaking hands over there. I think they've had enough at 11-1. There's an early finish there for that game on sheet E. Saltry first outing there for the Stephen Hines, Stephen Mann, Ethan Conlon, and Tristan Hughes team. So hello again from Dumfries Ice Bowl, and we have Reid against Taylor. The score 7-3 to Reid, and he's line 2 and a bit draw third shot into the house here. Play on the right hand side of the house this end. Take that right pass down to there. He's going to come back with it. No, he's just. See, they didn't quite get their draw behind the guard, so it's available for Taylor to come in. A couple of opportunities now for Taylor to come in and freeze the stone. 4 shots down, and without hammer, Taylor needs to get some stones there locked in. Meanwhile, over on sheet C, Andrew Wilson stole a 4. That's 2 consecutive 4s he scored, and it's now 9-3. Playing the 7th end. Greg Dunn, Stephen Hines has finished. That's 11-1. And Andrew Reid 7, Andrew Taylor 3. That's a good shot coming in there from David Barty, just slightly heavy, just tapped back the Reid stone. Line was right, but it's a wee bit heavy, so it's available for Reid to now take out and move away. It's fairly straightforward. Doesn't mind, I don't think, if his back one goes, playing barrier weight. So he wouldn't mind if his back stone goes. If he gets the angle right, he shouldn't. He should be able to hit and half the stone roll across behind. This is Jay Walton, second player. And here now, turn with a hit here. Okay, if he keeps it straight, it's going to be a good shot. Maybe just jam the back one. He did jam the back, but it's rolled out of danger. So Reid, good draw, good roll there behind the guard. Now line 3, fairly well spaced. There's maybe a double on, but I don't think Andy Taylor will go for the double there from the 3 o'clock. He touched the freeze on there. As I say, he's 4 down. Without last stone, needs to get some stones in the house, frozen in there. Try and make sure he can score some shots at this end. Unfortunately, he hasn't got much cover. He's got a corner guard up, he's got a stone behind it, but he's also got a red stone behind the corner guard. And the centre guard's got a red stone behind it as well. So, yes, Andrew Reid using the guard well. Andrew Taylor having a torrid time this end to try and get stones in there to lie better than the red ones. So it's a Richard Hill shot coming down. Third player for Andy Taylor. And that's a better shot. That's a good freeze on there. That's a. Okay, just maybe just rolled off a little bit. I can't quite see past Andrew Reid. I think, yes, it maybe just rolled off a little bit, so it's lying open again. So it's really a similar shot to the last one, just punch the blue on the nose. Take it through. If he gets the roll onto the centre line, that'd be good. He might get a double on the blue at the back, although that blue is not actually a danger store at the moment. So Michael Opel throwing this stone. Michael from Germany, the English champion with Jay Walton way back in 2006. Played in the European Championships in Basel in Switzerland, and then also played in the European Championships in Aberdeen in 2009. So Andrew's coming in here, take it across and push it side, and that leaves him line 4 again. Now it depends how much Andrew Taylor wants to take this on. He could try another freeze on there, or he could try and come around the centre actually and try freezing the shot stone, which may be a bit better. Come around and lie in the bottom and top of the stone that's lying shot. Just where he's pointed to now, that would appear to be a better shot because he's got a bit more cover if he gets right to the face of it. He's always attempted to hit the ones on the right, simply because he knows that Andrew is last stone and he doesn't want to lose another big end. So he's trying to hit the 2 on the right and make it a bit of a roll across in front of the red stone in the middle. Well, that one did move the 2 red stones on the right there. Just missed the middle, And I think it's probably still this unread line 3 stones though. I'm not sure where the back red and the front blue are, which is shot there, but I imagine there's a possibility of Andrew taking at line 3. I think he'll just guard up the front there to make sure that their shot is covered. There's no double on to get to the middle one now. So we put the guard at the front ring there, that'll protect his shot, and he's still got plenty of room on the other side to draw in another shot with his last stone if necessary. Here we are on the couple of good shots. Andrew Reid came down there on the outturn and tapped back the Bluestone to lie 4, and a great shot there from Andy Taylor to follow him down. Come off the end, roll in and lie shot. And now Andrew's going to try and work out to get rid of that Bluestone. And it doesn't look very easy. There's not really an angle. He's really a vest. He's going to hit his own black red ones. There's no way he can get around to the face of it to pump it through the hole, I don't think. So they're looking at pumping the front red one at an angle back onto blue, then put the blue through between the two reds in the head. And that would be a fairly good shot, wouldn't you think? Come down here, trying to raise the front red onto the blue in the middle. Fairly tricky, the angle's right, the angle's right coming down. Looks very good shot. Oh, he just misses it. So it's one blue for, well, I don't know what it is. Is it one blue or one red? Because it could be, I'm not sure what our call was there. I'll have to look at the scoreboard to find out. Well, a close attempt there by Andrew Reid. And we'll wait and see who throws the first stone. It looks like it's going to be Jay Moulton throwing the first stone. So that was a one shot, so in fact he did get the shot out of it. Jammed in the back one, and there's one shot for Andrew Reid, which makes the score 8-3 after 7. Bit of granite moving there on this sheet here in front of us, and the effect is that Reed still lies 2. Again, he hasn't got last stone, so he's just put a guard up on that front red stone of his. He is lying 2, he's got a 4th stone in the house as well, a 3rd stone in the house lying 4th. So he's just got time to protect the shot. He's 8-3 up with the 8th end. Meanwhile, over in sheet C, Owen Rees has just thrown into short position. Currently it's 9-5. He lost 2 fours against Wilston and then got himself back at 2. So he's lying 1 at the moment. Wilston is last stone. So drawn there from Mike Opal. Guard flying slightly over curled. Still probably quite a good protection for the shot in the house, looking at the angles. Difficult to get at without just playing a tap back, so I think Taylor has to plug around the other side to try and draw around in. I'm not sure he can hit it. He's going to try to hit it. Back ring weight, so he could get, he's going to roll into the open, I imagine, from that weight though. Back ring weight, he won't get much movement off the shooter, he won't roll very far, and probably himself lying open for a hit from Wycliffe's second shot. If he goes to fire or right the guard, he might manage to push the red guard onto the blue and push that in. He's on stone, it's only back ring weight, looks okay, it's hanging straight though. That one's hanging straight, and it's a bit more than back ring weight that actually. That's actually a bit more than hack weight as well, that's more like bumper weight. So it's a bit heavy there, and no chance to draw. Situation unchanged for Andrew Reid, another guard to go up, a bit more ice. And a shorter guard, and that red stone in the middle will be fairly well protected. But there's still a draw around the other side for Andrew Taylor if he wants to use it. guard there from Michael Lopez, perhaps come a little bit too far. Crossroads with double there. Andy Taylor, though, he was still one lie short. He'll still be the short lying at the back of the 8 foot, will still be the short. So Ricky Hill's throwing down a heavy shot in the last one. Reid looks like he's going to go for the guard. Oh, he just caught the guard and just really crossed. Oh, and yes, pushed it right to red as well. So a bit shortly sweeping there from the Taylor team. Just got the front guard, and well, do we just put our guard up, Andrew Reid? I mean, you're lying fairly well. You're 8-3 up. Do you just put our guard up, or do you move the blue? I was looking at the fact the blue might be coming in, so we just could put our guard up there. Other side's protecting now. The red totally moved across to guard that draw. So really, he's going for a guard on the front, in the front over there. Taylor could try drawing around behind that front red guard where Michael's pointing, but I think where Andrew Reid is on the right hand side, he's got to guard that tap up so that I think he can move the blue, but he might as well just guard that. He's lying 1, 2 at the moment, so just lie there. I don't think there's much option there, but maybe see something else. No, they're going for the guard. They're 8-3 up. They've only got 2 ends to go after this. And Taylor's got last stone, so just put a guard up anywhere around there so he can't get to that front red one. Or even the blue. So the game between Andrew Wilson, reigning champion, and Owen Reid is also finished now. 2 stones at the 8th end there for Wilson, and makes his final score 11 shots to 5. So first win on the board for the reigning champions. Meanwhile here, Andrew Reid has put the guard really where he wanted it to go. And Andy Taylor has a really difficult shot here. Very few ways into the centre. The blue story could push in, but getting to the face of it is going to be difficult. So, they're going to try and raise that red onto the short stone. Still has the back with his lying first shot. He has got another stone to come and try and work out if there's any way he can actually clear the front. He could angle raise the red stone Andrew's just played onto the blue. Or he just take off the guard on the left hand side and give himself an open draw in for his last stone and see what Andrew won't hit it. But he's going for that, hitting that one. He just hits it and rolls away. He'll leave the draw open for himself if He'll ask Andrew Reid to do the guard if he doesn't get the guard right, which is not always an easy shot, as Kyle Smith found out last night against Switzerland. If you don't get the guard absolutely right, there's always an option for the opposition to make advantage of that. Which you didn't see Kyle Smith in the 9th end of the game against the Swiss team. The score was 4-all. No, the score was 5-4 to Scotland, I think, wasn't it? And Benoit Shorts managed to thread his final stone through between two of Great Britain's stones and take out two that line the house to score a 5-shotter and really seal the game. 4 shots up, going to last end. So Andy Taylor came down here quite tight to centre guard. That's going to wreck the guard. Well, it might be good, or he's just pushing right in. Is the red going to go further back? Is Ricky working hard? But that's just pushed another red stone in there. And now Andrew Reid just guards that slot, and it's a fairly straightforward guard here to stop Taylor getting in. A lot of chatting here for what seems to be a fairly obvious shot, but yeah, anywhere up that front there would do. Even if you give Taylor one, you'll still be 4 shots up going into the 4 shots up going into the 9th end with the hammer. So I see a bit of line there from Andrew Reid, leaves Andy Taylor with a draw round here to the 4 foot to count the shot. If it's started this shot doesn't count, then the game will be over. And we have 3 early finishes here in the English Championships. There we go, handshakes all round. Score of 3, possibly 4 for Andrew Reid at the last end there. And 3 games finished now in this first session of the English Championships. Next game at 7:30 tonight. So a good break for the team now before we have to go back again. And we will see a new team in the ice, Stuart Brand's team, who had to buy this game, will be on the ice in the next session. So it's goodbye from Dumfries for the moment.